Hello everyone! In this video, I'm going to walk you through how to complete this SEO audit assignment step by step. So for this assignment, I don't want you to use every tool in SEMrush. That would be too much for a beginner assignment. Instead, I only want you to focus on three simple areas. So let's go to SEMrush, click the logo, go to the SEMrush dashboard. So at the SEMrush dashboard, if you click SEO, then we're going to only use three areas. The first one is domain overview. Second one is organic rankings. And the third one is backlink analysis. So your job is to answer three major questions. Number one, can people find the website on Google? What keywords are helping people find it? That's the second one. And then the last question is, does this website have support from other websites online? So today I'm going to use the root track site as my example website. So let's go on to SEMrush together. Step one, we're going to choose a website. So you're going to choose a website and you need to choose one website. And for this assignment, a good website should be small or medium sized, not already highly optimized. That will give us space to develop a plan for search engine optimization. And then also that website should be accessible in SEMrush. So the good choice include a local business website, a small restaurant's website, a nonprofit site, a small brand, or a personal blog. So here, try to avoid very large websites like Amazon, Nike, Apple, because those sites are already highly optimized and much harder to analyze at a beginner level. So for today's example, I choose the root track site, which is a local Ilang restaurant. It's a small restaurant's website. And this is a good example because number one, it is very simple. Number two, it already has some SEO presence. And number three, it also has clear room for improvement. That's why I select the root restaurant as an example for this demo. Okay, so once you finish selecting a website, the next step is let's start from SEMrush's domain overview analysis. Go to SEMrush SEO and then domain overview. Let's click that together. And here, type in the website domain. And for me, is Root Restaurant's website. And here you have to make sure you are analyzing the root domain, not just one page. That means we are looking at the whole website, not a single URL. What to focus here? On this page, I don't want you to look at everything. Only look at these four metrics. Take a look at it. This is from domain overview. I would like you to focus on analyzing authority score, organic traffic, organic keywords, and referring domains. And let's take a look at them together. Number one, authority score. So look at authority score. This is SEMrush's estimation of how strong and trustworthy the website is in terms of search engine optimization. This is not a Google score, but it can give us a very quick overview picture. For this website, the authority score is 21. That tells us this site has some SEO foundation, but it is not especially strong. So I would describe this as a moderate or somewhat limited SEO authority. That's the first indicator. The second one is organic traffic. Okay, organic traffic means estimated traffic from unpaid search results. In simple words, This is traffic from people who find the website through Google without clicking an advertisement. So for this site, the organic traffic is about 3.2. This tells us the site is not invisible in search. It already has some search visibility, which is great. And the next thing we're going to look at is organic keywords. So organic keywords means the number of keywords of which the site appears in Google search results. For this site, the number is around 107, but the key point is the site is already ranking for a meaningful number of keywords. This tells us that Google already recognizes the site for some search terms, which is great. And the last thing we wanted to look into is referring domains. Referring domains here means how much different websites link to this site. And the number here is 299. That means we have websites are linking to this Roots restaurant, and it suggests the site has at least some off-page support online, which is also great. So when you put authority score, organic traffic, organic keywords, and then the referring domain together, um, we're going to tell a story. So after looking at these four metrics, what can we say? We can say the site has some search visibility. It ranks for some keywords. It has some backlink support, but its overall authority is still fairly modest. So this is not a very weak site, but it is also not especially very strong. It's a moderate website. So for this section, I wanted you probably write one short paragraph, something like this. By looking into the four metrics here, we found the website has some existing SEO visibility. It receives organic traffics. It ranks for over 100 keywords and it has backlinks from other domain. However, its authority score is still relatively modest, which suggests that the site has room for improvement in overall SEO strengths. And that type of paragraph is pretty enough for this project. Okay, so that's the first thing we're going to look into. Domain overview. And the second thing we're going to work on is organic ranking. It's just under the domain overview. So let's click organic ranking. So this is where we look more closely at how the site is performing in search. What to focus on here again is do not try to read everything on this page. We have so many information here. Only focus on a few things. First, the top summary bar. This bar is important. And then the top keywords, the keywords by intent, and also the top pages, the main organic competitors. Those are the elements I would like you to focus on. So let's take a look at them one by one. The first one is the top summary bar. By looking into this bar, we find we have 108 keywords, and we have 3.2 traffic, and we also have this information, which is super important, branded traffic and non-branded traffic. So this is very important. So the biggest insight here is that most of the site's traffic is branded traffic. So what does branded traffic mean? That means people are searching using the business name itself, such as the root or the root track site. And the non-branded traffic means people are searching more generally, such as restaurant near Elang or brunch near campus. So here, see, the Branded traffic is 3K. The non-branded traffic is only 176. This tells us something very important. The site is much easier to find for people who already know the restaurant's name than for new users who are simply searching for a place to eat. So this is one of the most important insights from the whole analysis. And if you wanted to add a summary here, you can say something like this. The website has some search visibility, but most of its traffic is branded rather than non-branded. This suggests that the site performs better when users already know the business name, but it has weaker discoverability for new users searching more generally. Okay, that's a summary bar. And let's move on to the top keywords. And the top keywords includes the route elan, NC, the route elan, the route trackside. If you click view all 107 keywords, and you can see the whole picture. Yeah, see, that's all the keywords being identified by Google. And when you look into those keywords, you will find that these are mostly branded keywords. That means the website is ranking well when users search directly for the business. This is great, but it also means the website may not be doing enough to capture broader local search traffic. So the pattern here is strong brand-based visibility and weak discovery based visibility. And something you can summarize here could be the top keywords are mostly branded terms, and this shows that the website ranks well for users who already know the restaurant's name, but it may not be as visible for broader local searches that could attract new customers. So let's take a look at the other metrics we want to look into here from organic ranking. The keywords by intent. We have informational, navigational, commercial, transactional. We have explained the definition of those four intent in previous lecture. And you don't need to explain all of this in great depth, but what matters most here is the overall pattern. So, as you can tell, the navigational keywords generated a lot of traffic, which again supports the idea that many users are searching directly for the business. That means SEO is currently doing more to support brand lookup than new customer discovery. And something interesting you can say here is the keyword intent breakdown shows a mix of search intents, but navigational traffic is especially strong, which suggests that many users are searching directly for the restaurant by name. That's enough for the insights here. And once you finish analyzing the keywords by intent, let's move on to the top pages. So here we see that the home page gets most of the traffic. The menu page gets some traffic. There are also a few unusual pages such as the hello what to, which is a little bit weird. So this information actually is useful because it tells us where the site's visibility is concentrated. In this case, most organic performance is concentrated on the homepage. This is actually not unusual. It also suggests the site is not getting strong SEO value from many other pages, just from the homepage. And the strength page, such as hello word to, may suggest that the site has some unfinished or low value content that should be cleaned up. And something you can summarize here could be most of the site's organic visibility is concentrated on the home page. So the menu page contributes more traffic, but much less. Um, in addition, the appearance of low-value page such as Hello World 2 suggests that the site might need content cleanup. So that's a short story we can tell from this analysis. And now we move on to the main organic competitor. This is very interesting. We see competitors such as the Tianjin8bar.com, and then the other restaurant. This tells us that the root track site is competing with other local restaurant website in search. So you don't need to deeply analyze competitor strategy here. You only need to recognize that this is a local SEO competition environment, and that's pretty enough for this project. And some story you can tell here is the site competes with other local restaurant websites in organic search, which means its SEO should be understood in a local competitive context. That's enough. And after looking at the organic ranking, then I ask you to provide two keywords ideas the site would like to strengthen. For example, restaurant in Ilan, NC, branch near Ilan University. Remember, when we do the keyword research, the top keywords, when you look into the 107 keywords, besides the branded keywords, we do have the other keywords, which is commercial. For example, restaurants near Ilan University, best restaurants near Ilan University, and they are great, but we are not doing very good, super good. For example, we are not ranking number one for that keywords. So you can actually suggest those keywords could be strengthened for the SEO plan. Okay, so something you can say here is to improve the discoverability. The site should strengthen non-branded local keywords such as restaurants near Ilan University. These keywords are more likely to be used by new customers who do not already know the brand name. See, we can tell very interesting story by doing those simple analysis. And now let's move on to backlink. So we just finished analyzing the organic ranking. Now we move on to the backlink. So the backlinks here, SEO and then backlinks. This is where we look at the off-page SEO. The off-page SEO means signals that come from outside the website, especially links from other sites. What to focus on here? On this page, I'll focus on the areas of the top summary bar, the authority score, and then we also have this referring domains by authority score. This is very important. And then the link attributes. This is also important. The top anchors. And if you do have time, you also can look into the indexed pages. But this is not required for this analysis. And let's take a look at the top summary bar. So the top summary bar is super interesting. We look into the referring domain, the number of backlinks, the authority score. This tells us the site does have established a backlink profile. It is not starting from zero. However, the authority score of 20 first still suggests that the profile is not especially strong. So the key takeaway here is there is some backlink foundation, but the overall authority remains moderate. And something you can say in your presentation could be a site has 299 referring domain and 540 backlinks, which shows that it has some backlink foundation. However, its authority score is only 20, 21, suggesting that the backlink profile is not especially strong in terms of overall SEO authority. And if we take a look at the authority score trend here, it's very interesting. Yeah, it's pretty flat. This actually suggests the site is not actively building strong off-page momentum right now. It has backlink, but its profile is not clearly growing. That's the current situation for the off-page SEO. So something you can report here could be the backlink profile appears relatively stable, suggesting the site is not currently gaining strong off-page SEO momentum. And now we're going to look at one thing that is very important, that is referring domains by authority score. This is one of the most important areas. You can see that most referring domains are in the 0 to 10 authority score range. That means the site has many links from low authority sources. This is very important because quantity is not the same as quality. Yeah, quantity is not the same as quality. A site can have many referring domain, but if most of them are weak, the SEO value may still be limited. And something you can report here could be, although the site has a moderate number of referring domain, most of them are low authority sources, suggesting that the site has backlink quantity, but its backlink quality may be limited. Okay, now let's take a look at another very important metric here, which is link attributes, follow or no follow. So we can see 37% follow and 33% no follow. Um, so a follow link is like a strong recommendation. It tells Google, I trust this website. I'm passing some credibility to it. So when a site gets follow links, Google sees it as more trustworthy. It can help improve the rankings. It also passes what we call SEO value, link authority, for the root restaurant. And the no-follow link is like a mention without endorsement. So what does that mean? That actually tells Google, I'm linking to the website, but I'm not officially recommending it. So it does not pass very strong SEO value, SEO authority. It still shows that the site is being mentioned. It still has some indirect value. So that means the site is being mentioned online, but many of those links are no follow. So what you can report here, you can say an interesting short story. Most of the site's backlinks are no follow links, while a smaller of follow links. This suggests that the site has been mentioned online, but fewer links are likely passing stronger SEO value. That's the link attributes. Let's move on to the next thing that is very important, the top anchors. So when we look at backlinks, we're not only interested in who is linking to the website, but also how they describe the link. That description is called anchor text. So anchor text is a clickable text in a hyperlink. For example, you can see visit website, the root, the rootsite.com, the roottracksite.com, and then the other thing. So these are the anchor text. In SEMrush, the top anchors shows the most common anchor text used when other websites link to the site. In other words, that means how do other websites describe the site when they link to it? Okay, so when you look at those anchor text, you can see the backlink profile is more branded based than keyword based. So you can say something interesting like this. The top anchor text are mostly branded or generic, which suggests that the backlink profile is more brand oriented than the keyword oriented. For this section, I also ask you to provide two practical recommendations. So one example could be try to earn more local and relevant backlinks from community sites, local organizations, university-related pages, or local dining resources to increase the authority score, the domain authority score for those sources. So that's one recommendation I could give. So another recommendation could be increase the number of follow link, decrease the number of no follow link, because follow link representing not only mention but also endorsement that has higher SEO value. And the other things you can look into for recommendation, you can go to backlinks. And if you can see a particular backlink, say the link lost, we have the link removed for those two entries, then you probably want to look into the details to see if we can get the link restored for that particular website. Okay, so I look forward to your two practical recommendations for a website of your choice. So now we kind of finished the analysis and we are turning that into a short presentation. Um, so you will need five components, at least the five slides. The first one is the website introduction. Talk about why you choose that website and what is this website. And moving on to the domain overview analysis, talking about the authority score, organic traffic, organic keywords, referring domain, and one-shot interpretation. Then you can move on to the organic rankings, talking about the branded and non-branded traffic, the top keywords, and one key insights about discoverability, two keyword recommendation. Then you can move on to backlink analysis and take a look at the referring domain, the number of backlinks, the backlink quality insights by looking into referring domain by authority score. And also something about follow or no follow and two backlink recommendations. Then you have the last page, talk about the biggest strengths, the biggest weakness of the website, and the most important next step. Okay, once you have your slide, we wanted to think about how you should speak in your presentation. A very important reminder here, do not just read numbers from slides, you need to explain what the number means. For example, do not say the site has 108 or 109 keywords. Instead, say something like the site ranks for 109 organic keywords, which means Google already recognized it for some search term. However, most of the traffic is the branded traffic. It's not the non-branded traffic. So the site is still much easier to find for users who already know the business. Yep, that's how we interpret the number. This is much stronger. Okay, for this project, I highly recommend you to use ChatGPT to help you a little bit. You also can use the other AI tools. Um, you have to give ChatGPT the real SEMrush findings and ask for helping interpreting them. So this is a prompt for analysis help. I'm doing a beginner SEO audit for college class. Please help me do this. The website is, the domain authority score is, the organic ranking is, the backlinks are. Please do the following. Write one short paragraph for domain overview. Write two keyword findings. Suggest two keyword recommendation. Write one backlink evaluation. Suggest two backlink recommendation. Keep the writing simple enough for a college presentation. And you also can ask GPT to help you organize your slides a little bit. You can say something like this: based on the following beginner SEO audit, help me create a 5 slide presentation for a 5 to 7 minute class presentation. Include website introduction, domain overview, organic ranking findings, keyword recommendations, backlink findings and recommendations, and key takeaways. And please make the slide content concise and clear. So that's how we finish this assignment. And I hope this demo will be helpful.